Okay, well, so that leads us into another CD Projekt Red title that's had a lot of
Backlash?
mixed reactions. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of backlash. The Witcher 4.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about The Witcher 4? You know, as this game is, you know, it's hard to say how far out we are from this game coming out. But what do you think early?
So personally, I haven't played the other two Witcher games. I've played Witcher 3 a little bit, not fully, because I think another game came out that I wanted to play at the time. But I can tell that, for one, Witcher 3 is gas, without a shadow of a doubt, even though for like the short time that I played it is good. When I saw that trailer, and once I did some digging into the lore and all that type of stuff, because if I find a game interesting, I'm just going to dig into the lore. It's how I love it. It's just how I love games. And it really did feel like that if there was going to be a Witcher 4, it would be set up for Ciri to be the main character.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that was such a, I think it feels like it's served to her on a silver platter.
Yeah.
And personally, one of the things I noticed that people were complaining about is how she looks. Why do you care? She's a monster hunter. She's not supposed to look all pretty princess.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Like, I think that The Witcher 4, I mean, I'll just say it, dude. I think it looks absolutely incredible from
that
the
first trailer.
teaser trailer.
Yeah.
I compare it to like Gears of War. So like Gears, I mean, they're two totally different games, but like I look at Gears of War, they had the original trilogy that you had the main protagonist, that being Marcus Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And then he passed his torch, you know, to his son, JD Phoenix. Now that we had one game or two games in between, we had like Gears of War Judgment, and then we had Gears of War Ultimate Edition, but he ultimately passed the torch to his son.
Yeah, that's what
he
it felt
had
like.
3 games, right? He had 3 games. Geralt has had 3 games, and now he's passing the torch. I feel sometimes if you stick with one character too long, it's almost like they overstay their welcome, and you get to follow these storylines, which is really cool too.
Yeah.
And Geralt is still here.
Yes.
He's going to be like probably a side character, a mentor to Ciri.
Or better yet, it can set up for a DLC where you play as Geralt.
Yeah.
Because I know The Witcher 3 had what 4 or 5 DLCs.
Yeah, it had a number.
I think
of DLCs.
I know minimum 3, but that just sets it up for people who like to play Geralt but also like Ciri. So it gives them an option saying, "Hey, I don't see it. I can see it definitely happening." 100%.
And I'm with you. I think Ciri looks like a badass.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
dude, I'm like, dude, I want to play as her. Like,
Yeah.
dude, like I'm and the backlash that people are giving CD Projekt Red and just like Ciri in general. You're right, dude. I mean, it's like, oh, she's supposed to look perfect. It's like, dude, she's a
monster
witcher.
hunter.
She's a monster hunter.
Yeah.
Like, how is she supposed to look? I mean, dude, that did not make any sense to me.
No, it didn't.
That backlash with that, it's completely ridiculous.
Yeah,
dude.
it just never made sense to me. I never saw why people got that mad about it. For one, it's the first trailer of a game that's supposed to come out next year, early next year.
I mean, yeah.
Or was it even announced?
It's not even. I don't even think it's announced yet.
Yeah.
Is
So
it?
there's not to mention there's options. There's plenty of time. If, in my opinion, like I said, she doesn't look bad. If there is a problem, they could fix it. There's still time.
Yeah.
It's not like the game came out yesterday.
And I'll be totally real with you. I think that more games should do what they're doing with The Witcher, like from the perspective of you got a few games with your main protagonist and then they move on to a new, character. Like, I'll give you an example. Uncharted, one of my favorite PlayStation games of all time.
Yep.
The Uncharted, they had 4 games with Nathan Drake, right? You had The Lost Legacy, which I wasn't a huge fan of, but what I'm getting at is at the end, spoiler alert, at the end of Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, it's almost like he's kind of like retiring from
With a name like
treasure,
that, yeah,
treasure hunting.
I would figure much with a name like that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But what they could do is he could pass the torch to his daughter. I think her name's Chloe. He could pass the torch to her, like say, in Uncharted 5 or whatever, they say, 20 years later after A Thief's End, and she's now a treasure hunter and he's a side character. I just think I think if you were to continue with Nathan Drake, it would almost be like he was just too much, right?
Yeah.
And so I actually think that more games should do that. Like, and even I think a lot of people are afraid of, and even developers are afraid of change. Like people aren't going to.
I have noticed that with a lot of games nowadays. It's just like some people are just too scared of change that it might not work. A prime example of change that works is God of War.
Yeah.
That is a prime example of when change works.
Dude, it was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
That's Sony Santa Monica?
Yeah, I believe so.
Bro, they crushed it.
Cooked with God of War, both games.
Dude, they were slapping.
I will say this, the first one that came out was the only game in a minute up until Elden Ring came out that I actually played through multiple times on New Game Plus. I played through it, I think, every single difficulty.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait. You're saying the God of War reboot, or
I think 2016 is when the first one came out. When he's got Atreus as a kid.
Yeah.
That first one.
Wait, haven't they only made two?
They've made two. They've made God of War and God of War Ragnarok.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved Ragnarok, but I didn't have that drive to play through it multiple times.
Yeah.
Until like the what's the one deals? The one I'm trying to think of the one realm.
Oh shit. Yeah. Oh, you're talking the DLC in Ragnarok?
The free DLC that like it was just basically add-on content that they just added on to the game.
Yeah, I forget what that was called. I didn't play it. It's on PlayStation Premium Plus now. I started playing. I started playing through
Valhalla. That's the realm I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the realm I'm thinking of. Because I remember a sequence where Kratos is arguing, not really arguing, more just telling Freya like I was invited here. Not to mention that game has one of the hardest lines ever made. Death can have me when it earns me. That's just so cold.
Oh, dude, that
fits Kratos so much.
That's such a good line, bro.
It's such a good line.
Oh shit,
I love it.
But I even, and we're talking about like the passing of the torch. I think it also can be somewhat done too quickly, like Gears of War. JD Phoenix is in Gears 4, and then you have Gears 5. It's like he passes the torch to Kate Diaz, and it's like, wait, why? And they almost made JD's character seem like an asshole or something in Gears 5. And I just didn't like, it's like, yo, like we should have been with JD for another couple games. Then you pass it to Kate Diaz. I get what they were trying to do.
I think he should have at least gotten one more game.
Yeah, at least, dude.
At least to explain why he was such a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And then they, the semi-open world. So anyways, what I'm getting at is that I feel that it's a gift and a curse. Like if you do it right, 3, maybe they stretched a little bit far with 4 games in Uncharted, but like if you have 3 games and you pass the torch, dude, and you do it right, dude, I'm all in. So I'm all in with The Witcher 4, dude. I think it's gonna absolutely, I mean, it's hard. It's really early to say, game of the year, but like,
with GTA 6 coming out, I don't think so.
But GTA 6 though is coming out this year.
Yes.
The Witcher 4.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So The Witcher 4 would be.
It has competition then. I'll say that much. If whatever comes out next year with The Witcher 4, they got competition.
Huge competition.